Hey guys, Lizard Lead here for Christmas Ornaments Day 9. Yeah, sorry I'm not doing a big project. I'm so tired. I didn't get to bed until well after midnight, and then some jerk drove by at, God, I think it was like 2:30, and that woke me up. And then my alarm went off at 5, and I was like, yeah, I'm still way too tired. So I just went back to bed. And I slept in for like 2 hours. So, yay for that. So it's 10:12 right now, because I eventually got out and showered, and it's really cold, so I'm doing everything super slow, because cold. Okay, what? Just gonna start covering. Oh, sorry. Can't even see them. These are the ones I finished yesterday. There should be 8 of them, right? There we go. There it fell, whatever. So there they all are! Yay! Well, not all of them, but the ones I finished yesterday. There are the rest. I have 3 days off, so hopefully one of these days I will be able to start my big project. I was just like, I'm in a great mood. Like, the way that customer treated me didn't bother me, uh, like as I was sleeping or anything. So I feel fine today. It's all good. Um, I actually didn't even dream about her at all, which was crazy because normally I do, but whatever. I'm not going to complain about not having to deal with her a second time. um, so, yeah, like I'm in a great mood. I'm so tired. I'll probably end up taking a nap at one point. I just like Tessa's taking a nap. Why shouldn't I? um, I don't know what one I'm gonna do or ones. Uh, oh no! So okay, my hair is cold and wet. Go put it up, 'cause it's cold. There we go. Okay, so I want that. I finished those 3. I finished these 2. I don't know if the candle is supposed to be like Jewish or anything like that. I'm not sure, because I don't know, and I don't think any of my family members are Jewish, so I don't want to chance offending anybody, because I do have religious family members, like, I did the cross in a church, so I don't want to chance it. So I only have a few left. Maybe I'll do the wreath, maybe the cardinal, maybe even this old Christmas tree one. I think I can get these 3 done today, or at least 2 of them, if not all 3. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm gonna go start now. And here we go. I just forgot how long the video is, so I don't know how much talking I'm gonna be doing. I finished 2 patterns today. The red cardinal you're about to see, and a wreath. After that, I wrapped, what was it, 13 patterns, I believe. So they're going to be going with my mom and all of them to a different state for other family members. If I'm counting correctly, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to do. And then if I want, I might do some for the cats, which would mean I'd have 9 more to do. I'm sure Tessa at least will get one, because, I think Graybeard and Ruby had a lot of ornaments, and Tessa, I don't know if she has any yet or not. Hop into the bed. There you go. So I should add Tessa on there. Tessa. And then since Mom doesn't do these, I guess I could add Milo and Cecilia. But if I don't have time, the cats won't get them. I gotta prioritize the people who will actually understand that these are for them. yeah, this cardinal I really like. It's actually kind of funny. The other pattern has a really similar cardinal. The bird's almost facing the exact same way. Or well, I mean, it's standing, on a branch almost the same way. This one is looking to the right, but the other one is looking to the left. Don't you chew on that tape, young lady. So, yeah, I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna do. I mean, I could repeat some of them if I wanted, but the majority of the people left are adults, or, like high school and older at least. So, Santa and Frosty may not appeal to them as much. um, yeah, I don't really have too much to talk about. I, I remember there was another customer I wanted to talk about. Oh. Okay, so was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before yesterday. Because yesterday, the memorable customer was the one who threw stuff at my face. And the day before yesterday, so I had a guy call, and I was at the register, so I picked it up, and I was like, Michaels, how may I help you? And he asked if we had a particular, what is it called? It's not a nativity scene because it doesn't have all of that stuff. It's just like a display, I guess, and they light up and they have music and all that kind of stuff. It's like there'd be an ice rink, there's a cabin, and it would light up, and some people put them under the tree, and they're just for display, and they look cool and all that. And he was asking if we had them, and I was like, yeah, I've been told we have a few, we don't have all of them though. He's like, oh, can you go check? And I was like, oh, okay. So I put him on hold, and went and I looked, and I was like, okay, there's several that are no longer on display. So obviously, all the ones in boxes are gone and the ones on display are gone. So I came back and I was like, we have several, but we don't have all of them. And he was like, oh, okay, can you go check if you have if you have the cabin, it was like log cabin or something, and the ice rink? And I was like, one moment, put him on hold, and I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Like, should have just asked me to start with if I had those two. Because then when I went to go check, I could have checked if they were there. I went, we had the cabin, but we didn't have the rink. So I picked up the cabin, brought it back with me, and I was like, we have the cabin, would you like me to put it on hold for you? And he's like, oh, no, I want to find someone that has both of them. Thank you, though. And I was just like, whoa. You made me do all this work, all this running around, just to be like, oh no, I only want to buy the two of them together. Like, I wanted to smack a mofo in the mouth. Like, oh my goodness. And then what made it even worse is right after that, when you push a button in the store, to have like it says if you need an employee to come help you or whatever, push this button, stuff like that. When you push it, the radios we have beep, and then it's like, customer assistance needed in spray paint, please. And so I heard that, and one of my managers was like, oh, hey, Elizabeth, can you go take care of that? And I was like, okay, I'll be right back. Or, yeah, I'll go right now, sorry. And so I went, and I found the one he needed, and I was like, okay, so let me go get the keys. I went over to framing, which is where I thought the keys were, and they were like, oh, no, actually the keys are at the front. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go get those. So I run to the front, and another manager is there, and I was like, okay, where are the keys I need for the spray paint? And he was like, just take these, and he gave me his keys. So I was like, oh, okay. I ran back, and the manager that was there, who told me to go get the keys, he was like, oh, these aren't the right keys. The keys you need are the ones in the desk. And I was like, oh, well, he gave me these, told me to use these. And then someone called up and was like, hey, Elizabeth, can you come back me up at the cash registers? And I was like, another employee came over, and she was like, oh, don't worry, I'll go get the keys. You go help them at the front. And I was like, okay, thank you. I'm really sorry. ran back and forth so much the day before yesterday. Oh, it was great. It was great. Like, I just, oh. Oh, man. So, lots of running around for me. Okay, okay. I think I'm gonna go to the questions now. I can't really think of if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. I just remember when I came back, I was like, I ran over for that guy twice, and then nothing came of it. Okay, so question 6. Are you a floss licker? Yes, I am. 7. Do you hoard or buy supplies as needed? I hoard for the most part, but every once in a while, like if there's variations threads or something else that isn't really easy to come by, then I buy it when needed. 8. What is your favorite floss? Well, I prefer the regular threads over metallic and shiny because they're just so hard to work with. And I've never used Anchor, so I'm going to have to say DMC because that's the only one I've used, and I like it. And then, for color, obviously, just any of the blues. I can't think of a particular blue I really like, but I love the blues. 9. Are you a serial starter, or do you have a whip at a time? I have a whip at a time. I'm not big on starting a project and not finishing it. My nose is plugged up, so if I just started sounding really funny, I apologize. At least I don't sound like this, okay? That would be worse. 10. Do you have more FFOs or UFOs? Oh my god, that's so funny. So it's a final finished object, fully finished object, and unfinished object? I don't know. I have more completed ones than I do uncompleted ones. How's that? Because I mean, technically, for what I'm working on right now, I have more UFOs because I have the cardinal and the wreath that are incomplete. I haven't made them into ornaments yet. I only have the plaid one that's complete. I don't count the ones that have been wrapped up and are in a bag right now. And you will see the wrapping later in the video. Not the wrapping like the poker wrap, the wrapping like with wrapping paper. I need to clarify because I've done the poker wrap several times on this channel. 11. Do you watch TV while stitching? So right now I'm actually watching numbers, and instead of an E, so number 3. And I have not seen any of these episodes yet. So technically, I'm watching a show I've never seen before. More often than not, when I watch something, it's something I've seen before because it's less distracting. But with this show, it's not too bad. I do enjoy watching it, but it doesn't have, crazy visuals that you don't expect. Usually, you hear the people talking, you know the characters, so you know what's happening. Versus, if I were to watch Oz for the first time, I don't think I'd be able to pay attention at all. Or at least to the stitching, because that show, oh my goodness. I would like to point out, I still have not even started rewatching episode 1. I'm so bad. I kept talking about how I was going to watch it, and then I'm not. I have to be in a particular kind of mood, because, it's, dudes in jail, that's some dark stuff. And, so far I'm watching a show about a mathematician that's helping the FBI. That's so completely different. 12. Do you mostly stitch alone, or do you ever get together with someone to stitch? Dude, I only stitch alone, but I would absolutely love it if I could stitch with other people. That would be so cool. Because, I could still, bring my setup and video it, but then I could talk to people while I'm stitching. And, when I take a break, I could see what other people are working on. And, oh, it would be so cool. I actually he wasn't a stitching buddy because he actually crocheted, but I would cross stitch and he would crochet, and we would just sit there for hours, after school and on the weekends, doing our artsy stuff. The Cardinal's Eye, sorry, it just ended, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, you'll have to rewind. I wanted to do a French knot, but the pattern wanted just that diagonal line. I ended up doing it twice because I was like, you can barely see it. And I'm still not sure if I'd prefer to see it with a French knot or not, because it's so hard to see it because it almost occurs naturally with the stitch on the black. So, I don't think by the time I have this uploaded, I'll have completed the pattern, or it won't be an FFO by the time you guys see this. So, if you think I should put a white French knot for the Cardinal's eyeball, let me know, because if enough people think it'd be a better choice, I will do that. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, and it was super fun because it wasn't distracting at all. Because yeah, I prefer when I'm talking to someone to look at them because it really enforces the fact that I'm listening. I'm paying attention. But we were both stitching and working at the same time. So when we were talking, it just flowed perfectly, and it was so nice to have a friend when I was working. I mean, I don't hate the situation I'm in now. Having all these TV shows and movies isn't bad, but it's not the same as, when you have a buddy over. 13. Do you like to experiment and alter things with your charts, or do you stitch them just as written? I tend to alter things. I wouldn't go so far as to say I experiment, because that sounds like I'm doing totally new things, and not really. But I alter stuff all the time. I'm always, oh, this goes out of the line, so I'm going to do a half stitch or a quarter stitch, so that's how I am. 14. Do you bombinate, floss, or not? I do. Bombinating is the best. That sounded like I said bomb instead of bobbinating. Bobbinating is the best. Bombinating. It's like dominating with a bomb. I have no idea. I'm making up words that are weird. Like, don't use these because clearly bombinate is not a cool word. Only dorks use that. 15. Do you start a project in the middle of your fabric or at the corner? It just depends on the pattern. Like, if it has a border built in and the colors are close to the border. Oh, you know what? I have the perfect examples. Okay. Mother Moon. She filled up the entire rectangle that she was in. So I did the border first, and then I could do the other colors, and it filled out really well. Whereas Native Maiden, the border, she barely, I don't think she touched the border at all. And she was at least like 4 stitches away from it at all times. And then sometimes she was like 20 to 30 away. So, on her, I didn't start on the border. It was one of the last things I did. It just depends on what the project looks like. Project, whatever. Now my ears are plugged up and my nose is plugged up. This is like horrible. 16. Do you have a whip rotation? No, I do not. I try to only have one whip at a time. 17. Do you use a timekeeper to keep track of how long it takes you to complete a project? I assume timekeeper is like an actual like item or something, or like an app or whatever. I just use my videos, so that's how at the end where I'm like, this took me an hour long, because yeah, I've already talked about this before. I've answered a lot of these, so I apologize for the repeats. 18. Do you use the parking technique? I have absolutely no idea what that is. Cross stitch parking technique. No, I don't use that. For anyone that is like me and doesn't know what that is, that's when you stitch, I don't know, is it like a 10 by 10 square, and then you keep that thread, you just like bring it down So then you have like a gajillion threads just hanging there. I am not, I I see people doing that all the time. I can't see myself doing that because the way I work, I would constantly be catching them as I'm stitching another color, and it would drive me bonkers. I mean, already when I do like, I think I did it on the cardinal. He had black around his eyes, and you used two strands, and then that part, that black was outlined once with black. So I separated the two threads, and I brought one around, and then I knotted them together, and it drives me nuts having just that one strand hanging there, whether it's in the front or the back, because I have done it in the front before. It drives me nuts. So I can't see myself doing that method. I'm not saying it's bad. For me personally, I can't see that being something I can work with. 19. Do you keep your orts? O-R-T-S. Oh, look, another word I don't know. Cross stitch orts. What? Needle orts? Images? Huh? Are those the threads you don't complete? Or like when you cut them off and that's what's left? So, do you keep your orts? For some projects, like I'm pretty sure I actually have a lot of the thread left over from the Pokemon Gen 1 cross stitch, because that was great. 20. Do you like to have a snack or drink while stitching? No. If I'm gonna eat or drink anything, I stop. Like, well, every once in a while, like if you see, like a few seconds on the video where I'm not stitching at all, I probably leaned over to get a drink, or I filled in the colors on the pattern, but I will never eat while I'm stitching. Like, I always turn off the webcam, move my project out of the way, and then I go eat. Yeah, no. That is not for me. My luck, I would ruin it because, I'd get food on it or something. And I'd never forgive myself if I did that, because that would really suck. Okay. 3. Because the first 2 I don't care for. What is one chart that you would love to see made, and who would you like to see design it? Ooh. Well, okay, so obviously I'm going to say Joan Elliott, because I love Joan Elliott. A chart I'd love to see made. Ooh. I mean, well, Beauty and the Beast and Tangled are my favorite Disney movies, so I would just die if she did a chart with either of those movies. That would be amazing. Howl's Moving Castle and Clue are my favorite movies of all time. As much as I love Clue, I don't think I would really care much to do a chart of them, but Howl's Moving Castle, if there was one of like Sophie and Hal, I would probably just like lose it. Because on top of the fact that it's already gorgeous and Hayao Miyazaki is amazing, if Joan Elliott had her design put on it, it would be spectacular. Oh my god. Seriously, like, if you guys don't like anime, which is Japanese animation, you have to at least give Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle a chance, because they are some of the most beautiful, spectacular movies you will ever see. Like, and I don't know if I would show either of them to kids. Like, they might be cartoons. That does not mean they are for kids. Like, no joke. I've met so many people that are like, cartoons are for kids. Seriously? I can't remember what it's called, but there is an anime where a girl literally has her arms and legs cut off and she is still alive. Well, actually, the first thing that happens, she has fingers cut off, and then her arm gets cut off at the elbow, and then the other one gets cut off at, like, the shoulder, and then her legs get cut off at the knees. Like, and it's bloody and gory, alright? Like, I would never allow a kid to watch that. Like, oh man, if I had a friend and they were letting their kid watch it, I would smack my friend over the head, take the, stop the TV or whatever, bring the kids somewhere else and be like, let's watch Barney. Like, I would never, never allow a kid to see that. Oh my God. So yeah, like, just do not assume that a cartoon is for kids. Like, especially Japanese animation. I know a lot of people that watch my channel are parents, so if you want to watch Japanese animation with your kid, you need to watch it first. Or, look up reviews, make sure what you're about to watch is for kids. Because there are some things you definitely don't want your kid to see. Oh my God. Okay, long tangent. Sorry. Done that one. I've answered all of those. Number 1, how long have you been stitching? Since 1st grade, but I didn't stitch regularly until I started 3rd grade. 2, what is your favorite thing bought for cross-stitching purposes? Favorite thing bought? That would be Bewitching Cross Stitch the Book by Joan Elliott. I just love it. 3, if you could do a Disney cross stitch, what would it be? It would be Beauty and the Beast. Like, I mean, I love Tangled, don't get me wrong, but Beauty and the Beast has been my favorite Disney movie for, like, as long as I can remember. Growing up, when I was a little itty bitty baby in, preschool, kindergarten, my mom told me, and I actually do have memories of this, my favorite Disney movie was Robin Hood, the one where they're all animals, and Robin is actually a fox, and so is Maid Marian. And, Little John was, no, King John, the evil bad guy was a lion. Whatever, I loved that one. And then I got a little older, and I was like, Jasmine is my favorite Disney princess, and I love Aladdin. I love the songs in it, and I still do. All right, I still do. And then for a little while, The Little Mermaid was my favorite. And then I watched, as I got older, I want to say, like, high school, I watched Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, oh my God, like, this movie has the best message out of any Disney movie that I can think of. Because, Belle is not a pushover. Like, she rescued her dad. She gave up her life in order to save him. And he himself was telling her, no, Belle, run. So, she's brave. She is smart. She was always reading those books. Everyone thought she was weird, and she didn't care. She liked reading. She liked learning. She liked reading about these different stories and going to a different world. And she fell in love. Like, yeah, everybody's always like, oh, bestiality, and oh, what's it called? When you fall in love with your captor, something syndrome. Oh, what is it called? Oh, I have to look it up. What is it called? Stockholm syndrome. And first off, I have to say, do you seriously think that Belle actually slept with the Beast? I think she would have been torn apart. Just saying. I'm just saying. So I think you're an idiot. And then, like, I understand the Stockholm syndrome argument because, yeah, she was, his captor. She traded herself for her dad. And her dad was definitely there against his will. I wouldn't say hers was as bad as her dad's because, she was technically there willingly. She gave up her freedom for her dad, but she didn't want to be there. But it didn't happen immediately, and it didn't happen because of a fear place where, she had to start caring for him, or otherwise, he would beat her up. It was, he turned out to actually be a good guy. And, he wasn't doing horrible things to her or any of that. He was taking care of her, and he had good intentions. So, I just, I still disagree. Overall, I think, it was good. It was good. And then, she fell in love with him. But when she saw that her dad was sick and no one was helping him, she left. She left the man she loved to go and help her dad. And then, when she was helping her dad and learned that villagers were going to go and kill the man she loved, she broke out of a freaking jail to go and try and rescue his ass. Like, she was a badass mofo. She was amazing. I mean, I still really like Jasmine, and she was cool, you know. She didn't want to marry a guy just because she was royalty and all that, but overall, Aladdin was the hero of that story. In Beauty and the Beast, I think Belle was definitely the hero all the way, you know. She saw past his ugliness and learned to love him for his personality, not his looks. And it just, it was so beautiful, you know. She didn't fall in love with a prince. She fell in love with a beast. And, you know, anybody that can see past looks like that is a good person in my book. Like, if the first thing you care about is that he's a, you know, gorgeous dude with a ton of money, your priorities are wrong. Like, that should not be your first concern. And that goes the same for dudes. Like, if all you care about is how she looks and that she's rich or whatever, like, your priorities are wrong. I think I'm about to speak a little bit in a bit. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I think I stopped to say how long it took. I don't know. I've got the hiccups. Oh my god, this is horrible. So yeah, I think she is the best Disney hero. Because, I mean, I love Ariel, and she's really independent. But she changed everything about her. You know, her image, her life, everything for a dude she'd never technically spoken to. So that's not so good. Not so good. Yeah. Back to that subject I was talking about, Beauty and the Beast, on bestiality. One thing that has always really annoyed me. Now, I will say, I'm not a huge fan of Twilight. I haven't read the books. I did enjoy the movies, though. I mean, I hated the first movie because I was like, vampires don't sparkle. But I have to say, I had just finished binge watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I was like super biased against it because that's one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and those vampires are badasses. Vampires are not real, so it's kind of dumb for everyone to be like, vampires don't sparkle, because they're not real, so they can sparkle, like, they're freaking not real. Anyways, it drives me nuts, all the people that are like, oh, if she sleeps with Jacob, it's bestiality, and if she sleeps with Edward, it's pedophilia. Like, no one ever said any of that crap with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And he was 200 years older than her, and he was in love with her when she was 16. Like, that, you know, yeah, that was definitely going on with pedophilia. But, you know what? Who gives a crap? Because, well, they didn't sleep together until she was 18, so technically it wasn't pedophilia. I don't care that he was 200 and she was only 18. She was of legal age, so get over it. And no one complained about Willow being into bestiality when she slept with Oz, because he was a werewolf. Because guess what? She slept with him when he was a human. Not when he was in his, like, werewolf wolf form thing. Tessa, come here. So I just, like, if you're gonna hate on something, hate on it for legitimate reasons. Like, don't come up with all this BS crap just because you dislike Twilight, alright? Just say, you know, I don't like the characters, I don't like the story. Like, just get over it. Because seriously, like, I don't remember a single person ever complaining about that kind of stuff in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it actually happened on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, you see Willow and Oz sleeping together. Okay, it's not graphic, but you see it. I remember Jacob taking off his shirt and that's it. I don't remember him ever, like, even just referring to the fact that he slept with someone. So the bestiality stuff is just really annoying. And it's just, all those things. Like, and every time I hear still a better love story than Twilight, it just annoys me because it's like, if you don't like it, stop bringing it up, okay? Just let it fade into obscurity and move on. Be a little more mature, act like an adult. The world's not going to end just because there's one, you know, movie series you don't like. Get over it. Oh, I don't hate the movies and I don't love them. I did enjoy them for what they were, though. I mean, I will say, at the fourth movie, after that battle scene, when you learn the truth, I did go, I shouted in the theater. I was like, oh, hell no! So, I'll admit I wasn't happy about that. But, like, And I'm extremely quiet in a movie theater. Like I do not talk at all. Like the only time I talk is if I lean over to my friend, or and this is where I go with my grandma. I lean over and I'm like, "What did they say?" Like that's it. I don't go, "Oh my god, that was so cool. We should talk about that for the next 2 minutes." Like I hate when people do that. I don't pull out my phone. Like none of that. I am polite when I'm in a movie theater. I respect the other people in there with me. Uh oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, when they brought Lion King back to theaters a couple years back, I don't remember when it was, 2013, 2014, I don't know. I went and I love all of the songs in The Lion King, every single one. I just can't wait to be king is probably my favorite. uh, I was the only one in the theater. And then a couple came in and went to the back, and they were just like making out the whole time. I sang very loudly with the songs because I was like, if you're gonna go to the theater to make out, you don't go to a Disney movie. Like, that's stupid. Like, it'd be better to go to your basement and put on a good movie or a CD and make out, alright? Like, that was just stupid of them. So I hope they hated my singing. I hope I ruined the mood for them because that'd be hilarious. Okay, now I'm coming up to the end. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah! So I found out one family member won't be there, so I was like, whatever. And I haven't seen him since I was in like kindergarten anyways. And my mom really liked this one, so I'll probably give it to her. It can't hurt. So yeah, finished all 13 of them. They are ready to go. Obviously, they are Christmas presents, so I won't be able to tell you how much everybody loves them until after Christmas. And then I don't even have all of them added on Facebook, so, I might just hear from others. I'm hoarding them. You can put these in a stocking, just raw. But yeah, okay. Some of them are extremely, like the two front stickers are very long. Oops. So they don't fit the whole way on, but whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now you're going to see my outro, which I filmed earlier because I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but yay. You'll see my outro, and then I'm going to go do the narration. And that's the end of day 9, right, Tess? Right? Okay, that's what I thought. The cardinal took me, I can't, you just stepped on it, 1 hour and 30 minutes. And the wreath took me 2 hours. So, do you like them? You like the birdie, right? Yeah, I'm sure you love the birdie. That's my armpit. You having fun? You having fun? Should we tilt this down so everybody can see you better? Yeah. So, I don't know what I was going to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to video me putting these in wrapping paper or not, because I don't know. I mean, it's only 6:20, so I might still, in which case I'll probably put this at the end, and you'll be like, yeah, Liz, I know you videoed that. I already saw it, so, whatever. I don't really know what to talk about. Hi, baby. So, yeah. That's all for today, I guess. Tessa is like high off of catnip. She's purring very loudly and she's just walking in circles, rubbing up against everything. Oh, baby. Yes. Yes.
You almost fell over.
You come over here. Oh, phone.
Okay, I've gotten off the phone now, so I can sign off. Subscribe, share, like, comment, other jazz. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me stitch the two that I got done today, and I'll see you in the next video.